So the next political opponent that the orange criminal dictator is apparently going to have indicted is John Bolton. He's successfully had James Comey indicted, Letitia James. Both of those, I believe, will never see trial. If they do go to trial, they'll be acquitted, but I don't think either one of them are going to get to trial. They're going to be dismissed pre-trial. But anyway, now he's going to have John Bolton, apparently, indicted. As you know, his house was raided by the FBI a couple of months back, and reports are that Bolton may be indicted as soon as this week. Maybe he's already been indicted while I'm out here wandering the fucking woods. Who knows? But my thought about that is, and I have no, I'm no special pleader for John Bolton, but obviously he's just going after Bolton for the same reason he went after James Comey and Letitia James. But I don't know anything about the case. They're saying that he illegally retained classified documents. That's what they're, at least, is being reported. But my suspicion about the whole thing is that it's complete bullshit, because John Bolton is not stupid. Say whatever it is you might want to say about John Bolton. He's not a stupid guy by any stretch. He's a very smart man, and he knows that Donald Trump has been targeting him and would love to put him in prison. And I find it exceedingly hard to believe that this smart man, who knows he is on Donald Trump's enemies list, would keep classified documents that he was not permitted to have. I just don't buy it for a second. And apparently these documents had to do with he used them to for his book, and whatever. I don't know the specifics of all of it, but apparently, according to his lawyer, he had all the necessary clearance to be in possession of the documents that he had and that were recovered by the FBI. Now, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But my guess is probably that's true. I would tend to believe that that's absolutely true, that he did not break the law in any way, and that if they found anything, that it was signed off on by, whoever needed to sign off on it, and that he was not illegally in possession of any documents. That's if I had to guess, that's what I think's going to happen, because the guy's not a fucking idiot. And honestly, if he is in possession illegally of documents that he shouldn't have, then he's criminally stupid. And I don't think he is, but you'd have to be to know that this criminal thug piece of shit dictator, you know him. You know he wants you in prison. You know he's going to target you and try to put you in prison if he can. And you're going to have in your home classified documents that you're not entitled to have. I'm sorry. I don't believe John Bolton is that freaking stupid, and he'd have to be. So I think this is going to prove to be yet another case that is just complete bullshit. And he may not care in the end, Trump, whether or not these people ultimately go to prison, although I'm sure he would prefer them to go to prison. But the punishment is putting them through the process, having their homes raided, having them arrested, and booked into jail, and have to go before a judge and have a bond set and have to go through the whole trial process and spend thousands and thousands of dollars defending themselves, and all of this, just going through that is punishment. So which makes it more likely that he's going to do this to all of his political enemies, whether or not they can actually find crimes on any of these people or not. They'll just say they did. They'll have them indicted, and it's so easy to indict. I don't know how many people I've had indicted over the years when I was a prosecutor. It's the easiest thing in the world is to indict someone. It's really a bullshit process, and I'm going to be honest with you. It's completely controlled by the prosecution. There's no judge. There's no rules of evidence. If you can't indict anyone for anything, then you're a shitty prosecutor. Not that you would. If you're a good prosecutor, you wouldn't do that. You would only indict people where there's probable cause to believe they committed a crime, and that you believe the evidence is so strong against them that you can actually secure a conviction at trial. Otherwise, you don't indict people. But if you were a skillful, corrupt piece of shit and you did want to indict an innocent person, it's easy. It's easy to do. which is why it's such a shitty process. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Thanks for listening. Talk to you again soon.